Venice, the city of light, reflection, and decay. Thomas Mann's death in Venice is not merely a story about one man's downfall. It is an allegory of beauty, desire, and the fatal pull between art and life. Our protagonist, Gustav von Aschenbach, is a celebrated German writer, disciplined, ascetic, and precise. His art is immaculate, his reputation impeccable, but his spirit is weary. When we first meet him, wandering near a cemetery, he encounters a strange, red-haired man, foreign, defiant, and wild. The meeting ignites something dormant within him, a longing for the unknown, for release, for life beyond reason. Soon this restlessness drives Aschenbach to travel. After a false start in Pula, fate draws him to Venice, the shimmering, decaying jewel of the Adriatic. Aschenbach arrives at the Grand Hotel des Bains on the island of Lido. The city greets him with a mix of elegance and rot, beauty dissolving into corruption. On the ship to Venice, he observes an elderly man absurdly disguised as a youth, powdered, painted, pathetic. Aschenbach turns away in disgust, not yet realizing that he has glimpsed his own reflection of what he may become. At dinner in the hotel, he sees a Polish family. Among them is a boy, Tadzio, about 14, dressed in a sailor suit. Mann describes him as of godlike beauty, like a Greek statue brought to life. To Aschenbach, this beauty becomes a revelation. He tells himself his interest is artistic, pure, aesthetic. But art and desire begin to blur. His disciplined mind bends toward an emotion he can neither express nor control. Days pass, the humid air thickens, and Venice seems to shimmer with fever. Aschenbach resolves to leave, but fate intervenes. His luggage is lost, and he stays, secretly delighted to remain near the boy who now occupies his every thought. He watches Tadzio from afar on the beach, through the mist and sunlight, tracing the line where beauty meets longing. The boy's smile, fleeting, innocent, devastating, pierces Aschenbach's soul. Venice begins to sicken. The smell of disinfectant drifts through the streets. Rumors whisper of cholera, though the authorities deny it. Aschenbach senses the truth but does nothing. The city's disease mirrors his own, a moral and spiritual infection spreading quietly beneath the surface. He tells himself that to warn Tadzio's family would mean losing him forever, and so he stays silent. At night, he dreams, wild Dionysian visions of chaos, sensuality, and abandon. When he wakes, the boundary between dream and desire is gone. The writer who once worshipped order now submits to passion. Each day, he grows more obsessed, following the boy openly. In his desperation to recapture youth, he visits the barber, dyeing his hair, painting his face, transforming into the very grotesque figure he once despised on the ship. By now the city reeks of death, and so does Aschenbach's soul. Yet beauty still calls him, and he answers. On his final day, weak and ill, he watches Tadzio on the beach. The boy, radiant in sunlight, wades into the sea. He turns, as if beckoning, half god, half vision. Aschenbach rises to follow, but collapses into his chair. His gaze fixes on the horizon, where the sea and sky blur into eternity. Moments later, his body is found, serene, almost smiling. In Death in Venice, beauty is both salvation and doom. Aschenbach's pursuit of the ideal destroys him, yet in that destruction lies the truth Mann wanted to reveal, that the artist's devotion to beauty, when unbalanced by reason, leads not to enlightenment, but to annihilation. Venice, the beautiful corpse of a city, becomes his mirror, and in its reflections, we glimpse the eternal tension between art and desire, purity and corruption, life and death. Settings: cinematic visuals of early 20th century Venice, soft academic narration, subtle orchestral background score, tone, reflective, scholarly, tragic. English male voiceover with calm pacing.